Greetings and welcome to Top Songs, the show where we come together and give you our unasked for top songs by any given band. With me today, the man who lives in a world of noise, Ed.
Ow, ow!
That was a good noise. The man who lives in a slow motion daydream, Jason.
Fucker.
I had no idea. I wrote that before I knew your pick, by the way. I just thought that'd be it.
Slow motion nightmare.
All right, so somebody's going to introduce me here. Surprise introduction. Ed.
Oh, yes, and the guy who cannot play this riff.
Oh god!
I was waiting. There was a pregnant pause there for our
Nothing.
audio
nothing but-
listeners.
Yeah,
I was wondering why you look confused.
nothing but professionalism here. This is like lad wagging all over again. Well, Ed, give us your pick.
Sorry.
Oh, me?
Housekeeping.
Ed's the most sober one on the call.
Y'all gonna kill
I
me.
was wondering, like, why are they looking at me for?
Yeah. It is hard to tell when people are looking at you on a video screen. I get it, but housekeeping. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let me repeat that. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We really appreciate you watching. I love you all so much for watching us. But give us a little helping hand, a little pat on the rear end there. Get us over the wall.
The only YouTube channel that doesn't make you go somewhere else to see the bloopers. You just watch the show. You get
That's
the bloopers.
You get everything in one. God, is there a way to insert the devil voice right there? That's probably
I'll sound clip it.
that'd be perfect.
We put a lot of
bloopers.
Wait for our new show, kids. The devil's in the bloopers. And if you join our Patreon, big shout out to Sophie and Rad, who finally picked the band for us. We're going to be doing Weezer at some point with his pick. I don't remember when because my timeline is out of order here with our Leonard Skinner guest star being last week.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's next week.
Pinkerton. I
Pinkerton's
can't
gonna
wait
be
to
fun.
get into Pinkerton with you guys because I think, anyways, we'll get to it. But
Yeah, we'll get to Weezer. I think Weezer's a great choice.
That's a cool album.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. 14
Yarbles,
albums.
thank you for choosing that
Now,
because
the-
I'd love to talk about Weezer with Jason, and I've never been able
The
to.
art of the albums are it's going to be ridiculous, but
Blue.
Yeah. Do you like blue better than green?
I do.
Black better than white?
I do. Also, we have a exclusive show on Patreon called Lost and Found that if you are a silver member above, you get to watch. So you get to hear us talk about Boxcar Racer or Sublime or soundtracks, favorite
My
soundtracks.
favorite soundtrack. Spoiler.
Spoiler. So come join us there. Come also join us in Discord.
spoiler.
That's all the.
Yeah.
What did
That
your
was
chicken?
my
What did
cr-
your chicken wing for a spoiler?
That was my crow.
was a chicken.
Oh, I got you. Crow.
Oh.
You could have done like the Peter Pan. You know, the hook crow. He can fly
Whatever.
and he can crow. Whew. Whatever. All right. So, top songs. Everclear. We're moving.
Bloopers.
Top songs. Let's go.
Jason, did you change the top songs with you in the middle to me in the middle?
Yeah, I thought that's. Oh man, I see.
You had already changed it.
I changed it because I thought that's where. Okay, I'm always.
I
in the
swore
middle.
you changed it. I was like, oh, he's doing. Man, Jason's on his game today. And I look up and I see my name in the middle. All right, so Ed, give us top number 5 since we've rambled so long.
No. We are gonna
It's
go
like 10
with
different Everclear songs.
I mean, you just did like,
Volvo driving soccer mom.
Oh,
at least it's number 5.
I think.
Yeah, at
it
least
is.
it's number 5.
It's a top one for me. I love funny songs like this. I think it's hilarious. I don't know if he actually thinks this is what happens to those ladies, but I don't know. I enjoy the song. I think it's catchy. It's funny. It has everything that is meant to be. It serves a purpose, which is to make people laugh and smile and entertain. It's not a deep song like my other picks are going to be,
Okay.
but I think it's a happy funny song. That's why I want to grab it, put it on there.
I'm excited about Deep Picks.
Deep what?
Deep Picks by
Okay.
Ed.
That's not what I heard.
The devil's in the bloopers, kids.
Don't do that, Joe.
Hey,
Josephus.
I was being nice and
Josephus, we're not that kind of show.
yeah, I was being PC for the children's. Jason, give me your number 5.
Gosh.
Man, why you make me go next?
I mean, that's generally.
So I'm going to go in the opposite direction of Ed and fun. I'm going to go with something off of a newer album. And it's Jackie Robinson. If you haven't heard this song, listen to the playlist. This is a phenomenal song about racism in America. It's Art telling the story, but it's told to him through a neighbor that he had, which was an elder African American who grew up through it all, and it goes through everything from like the 60s and all of that stuff up to like seeing Obama in the office, and it's got a line, got to be bigger than all the hate, got to be better than all the pain, got to find a better way, got to beat them at their own game. And it's such an not an uplifting song, but it's such a real song. Like it's Everclear at their best.
And I'm a real sucker for Jackie Robinson. Anything. Like, I love the movie 47. I love Jackie Robinson Day, baseball, where they all wore that number. So when hearing that song, I was like, holy, and I didn't see the title whenever he started singing. I was in the car, and I was like, this is a great song. It was almost one of my top songs. But I was like, this is a great song. This is just good.
Yeah, it's really good. Check it out on the playlist.
So my number 5, I should have went before you, Jason. Yours is like meaningful, a little more meaningful. But it's not Volvo driving soccer mom. So we would have been a really like Goldilocks scenario if it would have been Ed's pick, my pick, then your pick. So mine is Spike. No, Fire Maple World. It's off World of Noise. And
why you make them listen to that?
Fire Maple Song, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
Why does it say world in my notes? I don't know. I listened to this album years and years ago. We talked about it on the R&R. It used to be in my big Bible of CDs because I loved so much from Afterglow. I got Sparkling Fade and loved it. So I got World of Noise thinking that, hey, we are just on a path of amazing. And it sounded like a busted amp. Until Jason told me that was
World
of
of Noise?
Yeah, it was a World of Noise. So listening to the 30th anniversary on this listen through, I really listened to Fire Maple Song. Once again, I don't know why it says world in my notes, but it does. But I love this song. Listen to your grandma sing those country songs. She'd tell us how the maples turn to fire every 4 years. And then, as he progresses going through, I can't believe this letter that said you died. I think I'm going back to that house in North Carolina and lay in the backyard. And just repeatedly says, I can't smile.
That's pretty deep. I mean, that's that's
throughout it. He's talking about him not being able to smile, and you're like, why can't you smile? Why can't you smile? And then he talks about getting the letter of that person dying. So just a great song. I mean,
it's because he's learning how to smile, and it's not easy to do.
Years later. So yeah, that's my number 5. Jason, give us your number 4.
My number 4 is going to be off Sparkle and Fade. It is Summerland. Like Joe said in the other video, it is a hidden gem. I don't know why. If this would have been a single, man. It's very bass driven, and it's just a song about just packing up and getting the hell out, like just leaving. Let's just leave this place and go to Summerland. Just a name on the map. Sounds like heaven to me. It's a really powerful song. Surprised 2 of my songs are about the same thing almost, but it's a good gem. It's a hidden gem. One of the best songs off this album.
Yes. My number 4 is actually about the same album. It's Heroin Girl. just kind of the heaviness of this. Ed's going to make fun of us again, I think. He's got Volvo Driving Soccer Mom on his list so far, and we've got two more. I've got two heavy ones definitely, but just how heavy this one is about being with a girl who would just continuously give him what he didn't need, what he needed for his disease, and kind of going through life with living with her, drinking Mexican beer, eating Mexican food, constantly doing what they're doing, and then her dying, and the policeman just being like, "That's just another junkie, just another overdose."
Mm-hmm. It's hard too. It's a fast, hard song.
And I've always, obviously, I've never dealt with heroin. I don't want to say obviously, but never been someone who deals with those type of hard drugs. But living or listening to that and hearing the pain in his voice as he sings it, just kind of always caught me off guard. Growing up, or when I was younger, listening to that song. So now, Heroin Girl, number 4. Ed, what about you? Tell me something happy. I need something to make me smile now.
I don't know if it's gonna make you smile, but I like Santa Monica. I think it's their top song. And that's what belongs up here. It's all, I like I just like the song. I really like the words to it. Everything about living with your ghost, lonely and dreaming of the West Coast. Like it's just, I don't know. It's got a interesting wanting to get out.
Now Joe he picked Stairway to Heaven. You said so typical, but you picked Santa Monica by Everclear. So typical.
It's again, that's not typical. It's a classic. It's their hit, and it belongs up here.
So now going
not
back
like
to
the
Stairway,
pizza song.
Going back to Stairway to Heaven.
How do you guys remember this? This is just so weird that you guys.
That video just came out. Come on, you didn't
we just
watch
watched
videos?
It feels like we filmed it like a long time.
I know. I was just telling.
As you can see, we've improved so much. Our sound quality, our editing, our.
Now the editing has been first class. The editing is definitely an improvement, but the rest of it just clown shoes over here. But yeah, Santa Monica I think is a good song. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
Stairway to Heaven's also a good song. You put them on top 5, you're like poser.
Nah, it's different though.
Why is that different? Stairway to Heaven.
Because it's classic rock and it's just been so overplayed by the previous generation. This is like newer rock. And this is our song to overplay.
If you were named like the top 100 songs ever, would Santa Monica go on that list?
100 songs? No, probably not.
250.
I don't know. I would have to see. I have to think about it. But I would.
Would
say
Stairway to Heaven
go
on that list?
Man, it's just such an annoying song. It's just an annoying song. It's annoying. Like you hear it all the time, and it's just like, gag me with a spoon.
And I love Santa Monica. I think it's a great song.
Oh, that's such a '90s reference. Gag me with a spoon. Nobody's ever gonna. But Santa Monica belongs in this list. It's one of their top songs, man. Hands down.
I think for me, Santa Monica is definitely a top 10 song. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great song. I just want to. I think it's fun to be in Stairway to Heaven.
It might make a top 10.
My number 3 song is going to be also off of Sparkling Fade, and it's going to be Heart Spark $. I'm not going to get too lengthy in this one because we talked about it quite a bit in our rant and rank. But growing up in the South, obviously, having the same mindset that this song is kind of in. Having a girlfriend of a different skin tone was not something that was acceptable. It didn't really matter what skin tone you were. If you had a girlfriend who was a different one, it was going to be a problem. Or, people from outside were going to look at it.
I'm glad somebody picked this because it didn't make my top 5. I wanted it to, but I went with Jackie.
And it's just a very relatable song from where we grew up. Like I said, I mentioned taking a girl to a dance with me who inside of what the dance was great. Nobody had a problem. But whenever I told people outside of that group that I was taking this girl to the dance, there were some looks and some eyeballs. Now, Notably, it was kind of a smaller town, so it wasn't I didn't get harassed or anything of that nature from it. But there were definitely looks, and there were definitely people who talked about this afterwards. So, Hearts Part Dollar Sign, amazing song, very relatable. Ed, give us your number three.
For number three, I'm gonna go with "Father of Mine." Um, it is just a great song. You can tell that he really felt it and lived through it, and very well written. Structure of the song is good. That's why it was a hit. Another one of their hits, and one of from their best album, in my opinion. So it's a must listen whenever you listen to this band.
Yes, very powerful song.
Yep.
That is a
Definitely belongs, and for this band, it belongs in the top five for sure.
it's
You can tell he's singing that from the heart. Like he
Yeah,
felt.
he lived it.
I always
He
thought it was
had to.
very odd that it was a single because of the subject matter.
It is it's one of those songs. It's kind of like I would put it in the same category as like "Miss You" from Blink 182. Kind of, it's like it's sad to have it as a single, be that sad, like have that kind of meaning behind it. You don't usually the singles are like either the big top or the ballads.
Yeah,
These
Yeah,
kind of
but you got to think
songs.
like this album had like 2 or 3 singles before this. I mean, they were just popping them out like
I
you
I
think
mean,
know.
this
did
whole
they end up
album is all the songs I think are good
did,
enough.
did they
I don't
end
know.
up
I
with
don't remember the
four
order, but I think like
singles?
everything to everyone, um, normal like you, I will buy you a new life. Those were already like
Uh,
top singles, so they were just like, well, father of mine.
yeah, it was three of them.
Hmm.
Everything, to everyone. To my knowledge, now I'm not looking at anything else, but just the track list. But if my memory's correct, everything, to everyone, I'll buy you a new life, Father of Mine. And I'm pretty sure I will buy you a new life was the first one.
I think so. I thought normal like you, I will never be. Well, maybe not.
Maybe it was. We'd have to give it a go. Let us know in the comments below. I haven't asked you to do anything here, you bunch of lazy watchers besides subscribe. So let us know. Let us know what the singles were. Um, Jason, give us your number three.
My number three is learning how to smile. Off of learning how to smile. As I said, this is just another song about like getting away from everything. Falling when you're in love and young. You're just like the lyrics are really good. That's about it. I don't really have many notes on it.
I'll get you covered here soon. We'll talk about that a little more.
All right.
Ed, give us your number two.
I will buy you a new life. It's a fantastic song.
Why did you say that so like down? We need some excitement
Because I'm
out of
because I'm tired.
that.
And it's not oh, that happy song either. It's just a hopeful song, I think. So, and it's a good one. Again, it's a must listen to if you've never heard this
The
band
only thing that
before.
ever what always bothered me about this song is like I will buy you a new life, shiny, happy, and new. Like I hate how he used the word new twice. I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
song, but it's just that always bothered me for some reason.
So, do you think
Yeah.
during the writing process, or did anybody bring that up? Did anybody be like,
Probably not.
Art, you used new twice here and like something, or they were like, man, Art, that's amazing.
But see, people like
What do you
like
think
me,
Art's like? Is he good at criticism?
I never heard that. Like I never heard it like that.
I
I don't
will
know.
buy you a new life, perfect, shiny, and new. It's like, come on, man, you couldn't think of another word.
Yeah, blue, glue,
One that is not blue.
anything. I mean, you could have done all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I'm just curious if Art's the kind of guy that takes constructive criticism. If he's like, oh, somebody's like, oh, use new twice right there, and he's like,
Well, his other
get the
two band members
out.
left him, so probably not.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't know the history or the band
Hey,
term.
I don't
y'all,
know.
y'all
I think
at
there was a lawsuit. I think I read that somewhere.
y'all at Art Alexakis and ask him. Is he kind of a cool guy who can take criticism? ODD wants to know.
Yeah, we'll get him on here and he'd be like, "Fuck you, that piano was awesome."
Fuck you! I bought that piano. At a thrift store. Jason, give us your number two.
God, I thought I just went. Oh,
Ed went quick.
mine's gonna be Father of Mine. If you want to, I don't want to get too much into it. I've already went through it in the other video, but it's super relatable. I had two dads, or real dad, stepdad. I went through all that. It's like I said, I was 17, and that song like broke me at 17. So it's a good song.
And then, like just to reiterate, I think that's a very powerful song. Like I said, it surprised me that it was the single that it was and how big of it is, considering the implications, and I think how many people can relate to it and really feeling. So maybe it's not that surprising to me, but being on like a poppy radio station, you're playing something like
Yeah, like WABB would play it and shit, and it's like, y'all just aren't listening to the words. Y'all are just going.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, I bet there's kids out there now that has never heard this song, and if they listen to it, they'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it's powerful.
And it was powerful for me, and I didn't have a lot of the same issues. I had issues, but we
all knew somebody, and you can relate that way too through somebody else, as we always had our group of friends or whatever. So,
let's move on.
Yeah, moving on to number two for me is "White Men in the Black Suits" from "So Much from the Afterglow." I just really like the story that this song tells about being a boy working in a record store and then meeting a girl, who playing in a band, and then kind of getting into, one of my favorite word plays. Whereas I'm with you. I don't necessarily care with, I'll buy you a new life, perfect, shiny, and new. I like that the white men in the black suits, they are diminishing. They diminish you. They diminish me. They are diminishing. So I love that word.
That works. That to me that works. I never thought of that.
That's one of my favorite point outs of that song forever, because I'm like, that's such a cool way to do that. It's because you're like, well, how are they diminishing? And then they diminish you, they diminish me. Okay, I get it. That's cool. This was a song that was pointed out to me by somebody in high school, and just kind of fell in love with it ever since then. So that's my number two. Jason, you're number one.
My number one is. I gotta keep switching back here. Why I Don't Believe in God. This should have been, after Father of Mine, this should have been a single. Like, this song is so good.
With a title like that, they won't put it as a single, I bet.
Probably.
This. Just listen to
I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm just saying realistically, like, they won't market a song with a title like that. Usually, like, out for the radio and everything like that.
All right, so my number one, I believe it is on me, is going to be "Learning How to Smile." This is the kind of the song that made me fall in love with the album almost. I like the sound a lot, but then when I got to this one, really that, the 5 miles outside of Vegas, throwing the keys inside the window and not looking back. And then, just having the connection that they had with, even getting drunk on a bus and then having people, laugh at them or point at them and things of that nature. So that was always something that I thought was very romantic in the time. Them just kind of traveling about and finding jobs and just surviving was something that I was like, this is awesome. This is something that's kind of a true love story, the down and dirty, not just a movie of it.
It's a very good love story.
Yeah, them just being able to be like, hey, if we don't like where we're at, we'll just go somewhere else. And it's fine. And, the nomad in me has always, found that a romantic option. So that's why Learning How to Smile is my number one. Ed, tell me your number one.
I'm just gonna go get it.
Yeah, you might as well. We all know.
Hashtag California bias. You know it.
Oh, I didn't think it was
No,
California
no,
bias. I
I'm
think it
breaking my
starts with a this.
California. Yeah, I'm breaking my California rule for this one, man.
Oh,
Wonderful deserves to be at the
Wonderful.
top of this bill.
oh, okay, okay.
It's one of their best songs, and like I said, it transcends this band. It's such a fun, and the way he sings it is so like tender, and it's just and tender is the good word because I mean he's like viewing it from a kid's point of view, and I think innocent, and it's such a good song, man. Like I can't talk enough, say enough things about it. It's definitely my favorite from the band. That's what I'm gonna put it at the top.
I really love the beginning of it with the different voices.
Mm-hmm.
The it's all kind of like there's a Jersey accent or a New York accent, a woman, and everybody being talking about isn't everything wonderful now?
Yeah, which it's kind of it fits the song because like everyone's telling you, oh, it's wonderful, it's great, but really things are falling
It's
apart. And
not.
it's really a
Yeah,
sad song.
I love
Um,
it. I think it's fantastic. It's so well written, and it's just I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
good
and I
one.
mean the message really, having a child having to pretend that everything is great in their family life is very sad and very devastating. But to that like upbeat tune, just I don't know if it makes it worse for me. It makes it more heartbreaking.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and like I said, and it's very you can relate to it. Even if you didn't go, well, everybody's family's got skeletons, but if your family wasn't too bad, you always knew. Or I remember growing up, always knowing somebody who's going through something.
Hmm.
And just having friends that talk about it now when they were young. So it's just relatable, man. It's a fantastic song.
It almost reminds me of like a precursor to the Wonder Years. I wish I was brave.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that being sung from a friend's point of view, but I don't necessarily think this is about the child being abused, but just having a rough home life. But yeah, I think this is a great song. Obviously, I don't know what their top song was, top as far as charting, but I would say that "Wonderful" has a chance of being it.
Well, on
Maybe.
Apple,
Let's give it a goog while we're talking. Everybody, fill time.
I think it. I think I would think it'd be off something off so much for the Afterglow because those songs were everywhere. You couldn't turn on the radio without hearing dun 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 in some
yeah,
form
Santa
of fashion.
Monica. Santa Monica is number one on Apple Music.
Yep.
Wonderful is down here on the number 10, I believe. So
Huh,
I remember
I'll know
Wonderful
what's up.
being pretty big because the first time I heard it, I was worked at Walmart and it
yeah,
came over
that was a hit,
the
man. That was
PA
yeah,
system.
Yeah, it looks like Santa
it's
Monica's
definitely
going
It's
to
a
be
one
good
of
number
the
song.
top
one.
hits.
Wonderful, maybe number four.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm seeing a lot of different number three, number four,
Oh,
somewhere in
number
there.
You
4.
guys
Yeah,
are
there's
just going
different
off the
versions of it.
streams, though.
Well, I was looking at
Yeah.
Billboard, trying to give it a quick goog.
Oh,
So,
okay.
um, yeah, there you have it. Um, Ed, parting
I
words.
think
I'm sorry,
no.
Jason. Jason, parting words.
I think Everclear is a band that gets looked over nowadays when people look back on stuff like they talk about Nirvana and other bands. And I feel like Everclear kind of
Pearl
gets
Jam and all that.
skipped over. But Art is an amazing songwriter, and I know they take a lot of crap for being dun 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 dun, but his lyrics are so good that it's worth a listen.
And Ed, I'm gonna skip above you because it reminds me of something I was talking about earlier. Is I really like Art's voice. Um, when
When you're not trying to put distorted crap or auto tune all that crap on he does nowadays.
when he puts it in the puzzle like it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Like when he's doing the things that he
Yeah.
does very, very well. I think that, probably hit the first four albums that he's just doing an amazing job. Now, World of Noise could be argued about it, but I still think that there's something. But at least 2, 3, and 4, he found a really good niche. He kind of got back there at Invisible Stars. And I'm not even going to say he did a bad job necessarily with Songs of American Movie Volume 2. I just don't think it's a good album. It's not. It has nothing to do with his voice. I just think that they just didn't do a good job.
I think his voice sounds off on that one.
So, but I like his voice. I like the way he sounds when they're Everclear, when they're doing Everclear things. When they're not doing Everclear things, I'm like, oh, he's getting it ready, y'all. He's priming it up. But I'm still a huge fan of Everclear. I think that Everclear, for a very long time, was one of my favorite bands. I mean, they were probably in the top 5 of my bands. Now as I've grown and learned and listened to more things, they've slipped down. But I tell you what, it's going to be hard for me to find. It's hard to find a band that has albums like Sparkle and Fade, So Much for the Afterglow, Songs of American Movie Volume 1, back to back to back, where you're just like, man, these are fucking masterpieces.
Yeah, they were on fire from Sparkle and Fade up to Learning How to Smile.
Ed, give me your parting words. I'm sorry, we jumped ahead of you in line.
No, it's fine.
The white guys.
Much like Jason said, they're overlooked, and what you said, they have some great work out there. His voice is fantastic, I think, in a lot of these albums. I think they're a weird band too, because like you can place them in like 90s rock or rock, but they have a little punk attitude to them too, and those riffs, man. I mean, people can make fun of da-na-na-na-na all they want, but that opening riff to that album, their what's it called? I forgot.
This is a song about
So Much for the
After.
That riff and the drums, it's just a hot song, man. That's a fun song, dude. So yeah, they can knock it for the G chord joke or whatever, but
dude made a shit ton of money off of just an open G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they have more than that, which is even better,
And look, I'm not turning Santa Monica off the radio when it comes on. It's just not going to happen.
No. I mean, yeah, it's a great song.
It's been a while since I've actually heard Everclear on I don't listen to the radio anymore, but they should play more on XM radio.
The Spotify was listening to me the other day because I was talking about Everclear and they just popped on the next song, and I was like, and it wasn't like an Everclear station.
Since we started this channel, my Spotify is just screwed.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you like Led Zeppelin? Oh, you like White Stripes? Oh, you like Lagwagon?
Oh, you want to hear what is it? What's the yellow card song that always pops up? Holly in the airplane, Holly on the ground, Holly something.
Oh, you like Boy Genius?
Molly Holly, whatever that yellow card song is, that's the only one that'll play for me these days. And I was like, I love a lot of yellow card. Stop playing that one song.
Oh, Rough Landing at Holly?
Yes. Jesus.
Great song, great album.
No. I was like, that's one of my low ones. Okay. So, well, there you have it. These have been the top songs by Everclear, by us, your favorite YouTubers. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know your top songs for Everclear in the comments below and or in our Discord. We'd love to hear them. We'd love to talk about it. We'd love for you to tell Ed not to put Volvo Driving Soccer Mom in his top 5. Maybe he'll listen. And so there you have that. Remember to like, share, subscribe.
Live a little.
I don't disagree with that sentiment.
Hashtag I want to bone your mom.
That's right. Moms against Ed. Or moms for Ed. Who knows? Remember to like, share, subscribe, and make pamphlets and go door to door in all the neighborhoods in your city and tell people about Old Drunken Discography. Now, we need you to wear something nice. We want you. You need you to be representing us. So put on a suit, tie, dress, whatever it happens to be. It could be black. It could be all black. It could be black and red. It could be whatever color you want to be. But you're representing our name and our brand. So go door to door, knock. Tell people about the glory there is in listening to us and spread the good word about all of these albums that we do. People will love you for it. Thank you so much.
And don't forget to sign up for the Patreon because we're going to do movie soundtracks, and I guarantee you there's going to be a mom song on there that is right up Ed's alley. You don't want to miss it.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
It's one of my picks. You wait.
Oh, Lord.
Until we see you next time, stay safe. Make good decisions.